right, Democrats, today is Monday, July 11th, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Live. Happy Monday. All righty, so bunch of stuff has happened this weekend. You've no doubt heard about the arrest on the other side of the aisle. We're not going to talk about it. We're going to move past it, and we're going to focus on what we need to be focusing on. We need to focus on what's happening over here, not being distracted. So we are 6 weeks away from runoff elections. 6 weeks away from local elections and the runoff election, and everyone in the state will have a runoff on their ballot, and that will be for U.S. Senate to replace Langford. And our candidates for that are Madison Horn and Jason Bollinger. They will be on your ballots. And I'm going to remind everybody that Jason Bollinger and Madison Horn are everywhere. If you haven't met them, that's because you've almost had to go out of your way to meet them. They are showing up at county events. They're showing up at parades and festivals, and they're trying to be where they should be so that you can meet them, so you can hear them tell you about their platform and why you should vote for them. So your homework for this week, because you may not be able to do it today, your homework for this week is to figure out when you're going to meet Madison Horn and Jason Bollinger, and try and meet both of them within the next 2 weeks. Try and make time to go out and meet them and ask them why you should vote for them, because they will be on your ballot. If you're in Oklahoma, they will be on your ballot on August 23rd. So for those of you who have already met them, your homework absolutely is to go out and meet everybody else who's going to be on your ballot. If they're a Democrat, they are out there. They're at the events. They are trying to get out there, shaking hands, pressing flesh, and knocking doors. And this is your opportunity, because it is representative government. It shouldn't be some strangers who are serving in D.C. or Oklahoma City that you know their name but don't know that they're real people, because they are real people who are accountable to us. So I'm encouraging you to meet them. Don't harass them. Don't stalk them. But I'm encouraging you to meet them and ask them why you should vote for them. Give them the opportunity to convince you to vote for them. We all have to be more involved. That's one of the main reasons that I got involved. So for the rest of the week, I came today to give you guys kind of a heads up. For the rest of the week, I will be having candidates on my show so that you can hear them talk and you can get to know them. And so I'm lining up the dates, and I'll let you know kind of, when we post it every day, we'll let you know who's going to be there, because it is important. And we have folks all over the state sharing with us. Okay, so in Enid, both Madison Horn and Jason Bollinger will be in Enid on Saturday at an event that they're having there in Garfield County. So you have an opportunity to meet them there. And then they will both be on Zoom with Congressional District 4, laying out their platform. So this isn't one of those things where you don't have a chance to know who they are, or that you only have to look them up and read their words. Look them up, read their words, and then hear how they talk. Because our current elected officials have taught us they can say whatever they want to in their commercials or in their mailing cards. But what we need to know is who they really are. Now, that's who's going to be on your ballot on a federal level in August. But I have to remind you that in every congressional district in the state, we do have Democrats running. In Congressional District 1, which is the Tulsa area, greater Tulsa area, is Adam Martin. Congressional District 2, which is the whole eastern border of the state, that's Naomi Andrews. Congressional District 3, which is the whole western border of the state, that's Jeremiah Ross. Congressional District 4, we have Mary Brannon, a former teacher and social worker. And then in Congressional District 5, which is greater Oklahoma County, we have Joshua Harris Till. You have choices that will be on the ballot in November, and you have 120 days before that election to find out where they're going to be. Don't stalk them. Find out where they're going to be speaking and learn more about them so you know who you're voting for. And then we have our other statewide. Obviously, we have Joy Hoffmeister for governor, Melinda Elizalde Fard for lieutenant governor, Jack Henderson for labor commissioner, or Regia Bowman for corporation commissioner, Gina Nelson for Superintendent of Public Instruction, and Charles DeCune for State Treasurer. There are options all over the ballot. And so you have time, 120 days, to get to know who these folks are. And then, of course, there are your state legislator folks. And it's too many of them just to name off the top of my head. But there, you have options. There are going to be people on your ballot. There's a lot of folks who are not happy, who do not believe that there are enough Democrats on the ballot. This is my opportunity to say to those who are listening, when we talk to people about being on the ballot, they ask, will Democrats show up? Are there going to be enough Democrats to show up? Will I have support? This is how we show them support, is we show up for the people who are on the ballots now. We've got to show up for the people who are on the ballot now. What happened on June 28th, I'm going to let bygones be bygones. But if you don't learn from your history, you're doomed to repeat it. Enough of us didn't show up on June 28th. I don't know if people weren't expecting to have, didn't think that they were going to have choices. But we can't do this on August 23rd. Everybody has to show up. And we have to continue to show up every time the precinct is open. You need to show up and vote. And if you're one of the people who are super busy and you don't know when the elections are, I encourage you to go out to the Oklahoma State Election Board voter portal and select send me my absentee ballot, because you'll be sent your absentee ballot in advance. It'll list what date the election is, and that way you won't miss it. Or you can just go out there and look at the list of elections. But if they mail something to your house telling you who's going to be on your ballot, there's a better chance that you might vote. So the big thing today was get to know the people on your ballot, because they're actual people. They're not ghosts. They're not phantoms. They're not secret names. They're actual people who are running to represent you. All the folks on my ballot are in my phone, not just because I'm chair. I encourage you to do the same thing. So I said every day this week after today, I'm trying to have a candidate on my live joining me so you can hear from them. But you can start tonight. Scott Hamilton will have not a candidate, but he will have Taylor Broadbent. She will be joining him this evening to talk about getting young people involved in the party. She's the president of Oklahoma College Democrats. We need young folks to pay attention. We need young folks to tell us what we should be talking about that will get them to show up and vote. If you're watching me, I say you have time to volunteer. Reach out to your county party, see how you can volunteer. Reach out to the candidate that you support, see how you can volunteer. It's an all hands on deck situation. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back here tomorrow at 4:15. You guys have a great one.